I have wandered along the bristly brambles, snagging threads across the thorns that hedge my way. If perchance I find the place where I might amble, where the bees and honey trees have called my name, I'll sing, come all ye stitchers, come, while away the time. Fetch the needle and the thread, see what ye may find. My dreams of sewing seams had been fading, and my goals of mending holes had all but died, till the moment the bewitching stitching maiden recommended that I cast my fears aside. She sang, come all ye stitchers, come, while away the time. Fetch the needle and the thread, see what ye may find. So if you find you're out of spirits, out of money, and you're walking down the dusty road alone, come with me to the realm of hope and honey. In the land of milk and thread, you'll find a home. We'll sing, come all ye stitchers, come, while away the time. Fetch the needle and the thread, see what ye may find. Come all ye stitchers, come, while away the time. Fetch the needle and the thread, see what ye may find. Thread milk.
Hi FlossTube, I'm back. I'm so excited to be with you guys again. Very excited about how much fun it was visiting with you guys, mostly by your comments. Everything's going good here. It's been really busy, and I'm just so excited to be with you again and to talk about cross stitch. I'm also going to talk a little bit about knitting, and I think I'm going to I threw in some quilting pictures there at the beginning, and also had my little musical surprise. I don't know if you noticed that, but the beginning song was a cute little part, I believe, of a cute little song that I had my son write for you guys. Something for you to enjoy. At the end, I'm going to throw in a video of him playing it, and you'll get to probably hear the words even better. And it's just something that I'm so excited about and want you to be able to listen to and enjoy all the feels about stitching of any kind, whatever you do. Also, let's see. First, I should introduce myself, but you probably are getting that from the video channel and subscribing, but I am Lori Wilson, and also the owner of Thread Milk Design. And I have been having so much fun developing my little company, but also just learning even more the joy of all of the stitching and fun with you guys here on FlossTube. All right, so I came up with a quick little idea that I would do, kind of like a as we listen to each other. I kind of feel like sometimes we want to communicate with each other, and you guys can do that through your comments, but also through FlossTube. Sometimes people tell stories or they say cute fun little things, and so I just wanted to do what I'm gonna call right back at you. So first of all, Teresa Vanette. I was going back and watching a couple of old ones because she's just one of my favorites, but Teresa, you are one of my favorites to watch. I have lots of favorites, so I hope I just kind of hit all of them here and there while I'm doing my videos, because I don't want to leave anybody out, but we're just all having a lot of fun here. So Teresa Vanette, Chocolate Covered Cherries. You talked about that, I think, last Christmas. I love them. Or I could say right back at ya, they are so good. I grew up with my dad loving chocolate covered cherries. There was always a box under the Christmas tree. And I love cherries. I could eat cherries every day of my life. Dried cherries from Costco, fresh cherries when they're in season. I have a cherry pitter. Do you guys have a cherry pitter? It's like the coolest thing ever. It's this clamp that has a rod that goes down through the cherry that holds kind of like right here, and you pull the clamp and the rod goes down, throws the pitter out, and then you get a whole cherry without a pit. One of my favorite things to eat. Yes. Okay, so right back at ya. Love for featherweights. Nicole's Needleworks. She talked about her featherweight and how she purchased one, found it on Craigslist. Yeah, there's nothing like a featherweight to sew on. It's just a good classic machine that does nothing but a perfect straight stitch. Besides that, it's really cute. I have one that my parents gave me back when my youngest child was born, around that time, so like 1998. They found it at an estate sale up in either Idaho or Wyoming, somewhere near Yellowstone, and they purchased it for me. They had bought my brothers a skid loader. I have 3 brothers. They bought them a skid loader because they were all building their houses or needing it for yard work or whatever, and decided that they needed to, I guess, award me to with something at the same time. So they called it my skid loader. Anyway, I love my featherweight, Nicole. Yes, it is just the cutest little machine. So easy to use, solid little parts. It's amazing. I will try to also put a link down here of one of my favorite shops to keep track of my featherweight and kind of like the neatest, greatest, latest things that are coming out for featherweight. And that's the Featherweight shop, I believe. And I will include a link today for that, for all of those of you who just want more products for your featherweight, plus a lot of other cute stuff. Let's see. Daisy K Primitives. Christy. Love of primitives. Right back at ya. Love them. Love them. Love them. You seem to be the one I have found on FlossTube so far, and YouTube, who just has the best representation in a YouTube video for primitive look and decorating and your stitching. Everything is just spot on. I love it. I love it, love it. Carol, Saltbox Stitcher. Love your name, Saltbox. My oldest son lived in Massachusetts for several years, well, 2 years. He went to graduate school there in Amherst, Massachusetts. And when he graduated, we went back to visit. And I believe he told me before I went, we were there for 10 days. And before I got there, he said, Mom, Saltbox houses everywhere. And yes, I saw so many, and it was so much fun. We were there for 10 days. We were helping them move, going to graduation, but also seeing all the sites, as many as we could in Massachusetts in those 10 days. We got from everywhere from like Cape Cod to Amherst up to Vermont for a quick little day trip. And I think they were putting all of their stuff all boxed up on a truck in Connecticut, so we kind of made a fun little loop and saw, of course, Louisa May Alcott's home, Orchard House, all the stuff as much as we could do. It was so fun. But I do have to say, I wish I could just pick up a salt box and move it out here to Utah. I think there's a couple in Utah that I know of. They're really, really cute. Anyway, Carol, all the things. You also have a very, very good knack for decorating primitive. Just love it. Love visiting with you also through FlossTube. All right, Valerie, Stitching in the Barn. What can I say? If you haven't watched her yet, you must. Valerie has an interview, 2 or 3 videos, I think, with a neighbor of hers who does a ton of samplers, but you get to tour her home, look at all of her samplers, and then she also visits with her neighbor's husband, who builds a ton of furniture for her, and they live in a beautiful historic home there by Valerie. Valerie, those have just been so blessed to watch also. Sorry if I get kind of sappy, but I love those interviews you did, and I love listening to you also and seeing what you're stitching on. Brenda and Laura, all the things too. Brenda, I hope you're doing well. I have loved watching you guys from the very beginning. Haven't missed an episode. Have had so much fun. Devin Liz, scared of spiders. I went back and when was your spider episode? You were talking about spiders. Oh, Deb, it was you and your son Logan in the truck, and a spider was crawling in the truck while you were driving. Oh my gosh, I hate spiders so bad. I've hated them my whole life. Just can't stand them. Totally freak me out. And when we lived in Albuquerque, New Mexico, in our apartment, our oldest was a baby, and we moved into a new apartment complex, so it wasn't old, but sometimes new just stirs everything up too, I think. But we had encountered 2 scorpions in our apartment, just crawling across the carpet, middle of the family room, tails curled, everything. They were like those kind of creamy, almost like transparent looking, but like creamy colored scorpions. They were so gross. But I had a baby, sleeping. I was like, Chris, like, we have to get control of this situation. And then I had a huge wolf spider in our bedroom one day, and I had my sister-in-law, who actually lived next door, come over and kill it for me. I'm such a wuss with spiders. Not so much anymore, but because you get braver as you get older. But yeah, in the end, my husband, because pest control is not cheap or anything, but he decided to, because I was going to demand we had pest control and take care of things that were poisonous in our home. He decided to get licensed to become a pest control operator, so he did that for a few years, and yeah, made me feel really safe. It was awesome. Anyway, I'm totally right there with you, and right back at you. Don't like spiders. Okay, let's see. And you know what? Hands Across the Sea, and you girls at the attic, Olivia B, Lisa Kindred Stitcher. You're just some more of those that I've really, really enjoyed, and I just want to say thank you for all the stories and all the fun. Lisa Kindred Stitcher, you recently let your hair go gray too. My story about that, seriously, I'm having trouble getting used to no bangs because this is always in my face. Tickling my eyes and all kinds of stuff here. We're from the 80s though. We had bangs. We've always had bangs, so this is my first time without bangs. But my daughter Abby helped me decide to go gray because I was dark. I had dark hair and dark hair my whole life, but I started getting gray hairs when I was like 16 and started dyeing and coloring my hair. Even tried highlighting it, which I didn't look good with highlights. Like, blonde's not my color, but meaning for me, my skin tone and all of that. Anyway, since I was like 20. So when I was 49, right before I turned 50, my hair grows super fast too, super fast, and it's super thick. So I was getting it colored. I was coloring it myself for a long time. Then I had a girl start helping me color it, and I had a line or a streak starting to show at about 1 week after I would color it. And I needed something that was lower maintenance. I was done. I was just so done. My parents wanted me to let it go gray when I was like in my 30s. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it quite yet. But I kind of, another thing that helped me make the decision too was I started having grandbabies, and I didn't want them to know black hair grandma and gray hair grandma and like why does grandma not look the same, you know, because like little kids, they just babies and little children, they need to be able to recognize and feel safe and know their grandparents. So I was like, I gotta just do it. So I started growing it out, and I had about an inch and a half growth, nice thick stripe down here. And I was working at that time, and I worked with like a lot of younger kids, you know, 20, 25, 30-year-olds. And I had really short hair back then. And of course I had my neck back here all shaved and the side shaved. And so I had gray, black, gray, black, gray. It was so funny. And my hair wasn't really black. It was like dark brown. But they also started telling me like, cool hair. Like, wow, that is so cool. I love what you're doing with your hair. Not that I was letting it go gray, but that it was like different tones everywhere. And after so long, I just couldn't handle it anymore, meaning it was just driving me crazy. So I went and had my hair girl just not shave my head, cut all of the remaining dark off. So I was just short, a chair, like, you know, inch and a half. And then I just let it grow. And that was about a little over 2 years ago. So this is the growth from like from that long. And of course I had it trimmed a lot when it was shorter and shaped, and then I decided to just go ahead and let it grow, wear it curly. All I do is put in a leave-in conditioner after I wash it or wet it in the shower, and it's a Garnier product called leave-in conditioner, and I love it. Really love it. I just let it dry naturally, and I have seriously low maintenance hair now. But anyway, we all come to that point in our lives, right, when we have to just decide where we want to spend our time and our money, right? Just kind of like the whole organize your floss thing and how can I stitch faster thing that I had to get a handle on too. So you all know that story already. So anyway, back to cross stitch real quick. I have to give shout outs and thank yous to a few floss tubers since my first official video that I posted last month, and these are probably going to be monthly. That's what I'm going for right now. It's probably been a little over a month since the last one. I will try to get better and faster at it. I have a SIM card on my phone. My husband bought me a microphone, so this should be much improved. It should be a one-take video, and I'm so happy about it. And I have a theme song now. You'll get a bigger, better taste of that at the end of the video. Let's see. But shout outs ever since that first video. Brenda and Laura, thank you so much. Lori Holt and I are kind of county neighbors, I think. She's like from Salt Lake County, I'm from Utah County, but we have a mutual friend, Paula. Paula found out about my thread milk products from another friend, Cute Sandy, who shared them with her, and Paula shared them with Lori Holt. And thank you so much for that shout out. Deb and Liz from Country Stitchers, I think you shouted me out now 3 times, not just my video, but really just the products that I have on my website. Thank you so much. Also Nicola from Bumble Stitches, sorry, Nicola. Anyway, she reached out to me before we were shipping to outside of the US to ask if I was going to be shipping, or could be shipping soon, to the UK and other countries in Europe, and was just so cute. And she has shared my product too, and I thank you so much. The other one is, and I hope I don't leave anybody out of this, Delene Wilson. So grateful. She is so full of joy. SEW. I just love Delene so much. And Nicola, I wish I could do my videos in a British accent. I seriously think that is something that makes your floss tube so fun. Same with Whilst Irish Naps. And I know there's a few others, but I'm gonna forget them today. Anyway, such a joy to get to sit and listen in a British accent. Or even Irish. I wish I could do an Irish accent for you all. Oh, I'm not going to try that anymore, of course. But I have some customers too who bought product on Instagram, and they'll just take pictures and show it. I appreciate you all so much, and I'm just so thrilled that you are loving Thread Milk Milk Caps for organizing your floss. It's changing lives, right? Changing lives. It's so fun. All right. I am also now looking forward to 2 more FlossTube kind of shout outs, but I seriously am going to binge watch you when my husband goes back to work. Because when he goes to work, I can binge watch and stitch. But when he's home, we are busy. We do so much stuff. We do thread milk. He punches holes for me. We make, well, he's painting stuff for me right now. Some cute things. That I'll show you next time. But he helps me make the needle minders. So needle minders, I'll talk about in a little bit and tell you where I got the idea for that, but he helps me do those. So we're just kind of busy. We try to exercise. He does, we exercise, we ride bikes, we go play disc golf. That's his cool thing. That is what he loves to do, and I love going to. We have a favorite park we go to, but we'll play at other places. But our favorite is the Sarah Park right over here in Orem. And for our anniversary, he also got me a disc, and I forgot to bring it up here and show you, but I'll put a picture of it in the video so you can see. But it has my Thread Milk logo on it. It's super, super cute gift. But he gave me a disc so I can go play with him. Another disc, I should say, to go play with him in the park. So I was talking about that. Oh yeah, because when he's home, we're really busy, and those are the things that we do. But when he leaves, then I binge watch some of you guys on FlossTube. 2 that I'm looking so forward to watching is Susan Standley and Finally a Farm Girl. I have caught snippets here and there, but I haven't had time to just sit down and binge watch you, but I'm going to. And Delene Wilson, I'm gonna, because you're just such a joy. You're just so fun. Thank you, thank you. Okay, enough about that. Okay, thread milk update. Some of you had to live through a trial period where we tried to get a local person to make them for us, and they didn't turn out really great. I mean, they were cute. I used what I could, but I had to sand every single one of them to smooth them down enough. It was not the product we thought we were gonna get. We were promised like 5,000. We got 1,200, and some of them were so crooked I couldn't even use them. So I could only use like 65% of that. So we had to just scramble, find a whole bunch more milk caps around the country, get them in, and so there was a delay. And I had already, because of what was promised to us before, put up on the website. We decided to put some up, thinking we were going to have them in a week. So that's what happened. But we had no idea, like my husband and I talked about this too, what are we going to do if, we need to sell a whole bunch more? And he said, let's hope we have that problem, right? Because that's just fun business. So thank you so much for that. We're getting that more under control too all the time. We've got a couple of quotes from here in Utah. We've got one in Minnesota, some people who are really trying to help us have even more often. So you guys can keep doing all of your thread organization. So one thing that we checked out, and I have a product here I'm going to show you today too, is duck pool. So what I decided to do, because it was kind of iffy back in February and March when we opened our website, whether things could be shipped overseas and how long it was going to take for people to get their product. So after we had a few requests, we even had a customer order her thread milk through DHL, which is a forwarding shipping service for overseas orders. And we just thought, okay, let's just go for it. Let's just open up the website to the UK, to Germany, Australia, New Zealand, some people who are requesting product, and just see how it goes and hope for the best. And we hadn't heard anything horrible or anything. I think everyone has been fine getting their product. But I thought I would just do through Etsy an order from someone from the UK and see how long it took to get from there to me. So what I ordered was a couple bags, and I asked Leslie if I could show these bags today because they're just so cute. And they showed up in 1 week. That's all it took. So this is called Duck Pool Lane on Etsy. Let's see if I can show you it's upside down, the tag here. So these are just a couple cute little bags. This one I've been putting smaller cross-stitch projects in. It has this cute little handle so you can just carry it, and it also has the square bottom and cute little gardening fabric. Such a cute darling bag. It would definitely work for smaller sized yarn projects too. Let's see, I'm gonna make sure I show you what's in there later. And then this one, that's just like a smaller but bigger than that one because the bottom's bigger, knitting bag. I love these drawstring bags for knitting. Anyway, she has really cute fabric, you guys. Go check her out. And it only took a week for it to get here. So super cute. Duck Pool Lane. Her name's Leslie, and she's delightful. Very delightful. Let's see. What else? So yeah, that really made me feel more comfortable about doing the international shipping. And if it does say on our website too, please contact us if you want international shipping and it's not open yet on our website. There are several countries that are, so just let us know. Or I do know you can do that DHL shipping to forward it to you also. Let's see. Needle minders. So I send a free needle minder with every order over $50, and I just wanted to show you guys what they are because this is the style I decided to go with in the beginning because I had watched Danka on YouTube how to make these, the little resin filled ones that you just have to mix the two. I'll link her down below so you guys can learn how to make these yourself if you want to. But they're basically just, same size as a bottle cap. So that's like a 1-inch image on the inside. I've ordered all my images through Etsy from image sales people who, jumble them together. But I also use like cardstock or decorative stickers. If you can find 1-inch stickers, I've actually gotten them to work too, using Danka's tutorial. So it's really, really fun. But after I chose this size to do, I was watching Pam and Steph, who I've thoroughly enjoyed. thanks you girls too, just keep stitching. Steph said one day that she prefers the smaller ones because you can grab your needle out of it better, because it doesn't sit flat down in here. And then if you don't have fingernails, or even if you do, it's really hard to get them out. But a cross stitch needle will sit. Let's see if I have one right here. That's kind of like, how do you not have a needle sitting with your cross stitch? And I can show you how it sits. So you can see, of course, this is one magnet on the bottom. It doesn't have its second magnet to put through fabric like this. So you lay your magnet on the fabric, and then you have another little magnet it comes with that you put on the back side, and then it stays there. So Steph, thank you for mentioning how much you like that. So you can see it is long enough that it sits up in the crook of the bottle cap, and then when you want to grab it, it's no problem. You can just pull it out because there's room underneath it to grab it. Love that. So anyway, that's the size that I send free with orders over 50 bucks. So explanation on that. And I just randomly pick it because I have so many different ones. I try to include something that goes or matches like finery that you've ordered, or your bag, or whatever else you've ordered. If you've only ordered thread milk, I usually send you something that is based on the season or the holiday. If you ever want something or have a favorite color, put it in the notes in your order. You can always add some notes down there. And I've got lots of cute, happy notes too from people. Thank you so much. All right, so enough about that. Oh, we made thread milk stickers. And here is one. So you'll have, with every order, no matter what the amount it is, you're going to get a thread milk sticker. And I'll try to change these up a little bit, but maybe you want the same one for the next few months or whatever, but that's what you're going to get for the time being. Because stickers, you can put them in your calendar, journals, whatever you want. Is that focusing? There we go. Yeah. These were really fun. We made these, my husband's pretty good on the computer with making images and different things for me. He's my tech guy that way. He'll be doing the charts for me and all of that, because he's pretty handy on the computer and like Word and Excel and all that stuff. But what we did is we bought this, you can buy sticker paper from Hobby Lobby. It comes white. It also comes brown, like this, like a brown paper bag, and you can print on it. Just goes through your printer. Depending on your printer, one sheet at a time, or you have to feed it through one sheet at a time. But anyway, watch for that. It's got the little grid paper, and you can just kind of bend it forward. It's not the easiest paper I've had, or stickers, but you just kind of curl it like that, and then you can pull the paper away from the back. So yeah, that was fun. Hope you all enjoyed getting an extra little perk in your orders, because don't we cross stitchers have calendars we keep track of our stitching on? Don't we like putting those in? Okay. All right, getting down here on my list. Let's see. Here comes the fun stuff. I noticed in my last video that I actually started talking better and faster, and I think it's because I was so excited about what I was showing you. So stitching's just more exciting, isn't it? And projects. So I'm not going to show you quilts other than in pictures. So I'll use pictures like at the beginning of my video, just to show you those, to show you things I'm working on currently, or what I used to decorate my home with. So if it's, you know, Memorial Day through Labor Day, I'll show you patriotic stuff, and also some finishes and things like that that I have around the house. And those pictures with my theme song. Be so fun. Oh, one other person I want to do a shout out to that I love watching is Lindy Stitches. She is so cute and so fun, and has some really cute, quirky patterns, charts, some fun quotes that are just amazing. I've done, yeah, like one of hers. I have 2 or 3 still that I've ordered that I really want to do. I'll probably do like a highlight sometime of just people that, designers that I just love doing. Not today, but in future videos. And maybe some of of course, the finishes that I've done from them. Okay, so we're gonna go right into it. I'm gonna start with my knitting update first. Some finishes. All right, so the last trip that we took across the country, I talked about that just a little bit, and I told you I stopped at the Loopy U because I had just watched Colorado Cross Stitcher for the first time, Sherry, and had so much fun meeting her and getting to know her and whatnot. But I bought a couple projects there that I had the patterns for, but I just needed yarn for, so I got that from her. And the first yarn item finish is this collar that I'm wearing. Isn't it just like quirky? And I wish I would have had it this fall. You can see it's kind of a lace pattern in there. I should say last fall or this past winter. Because sometimes you ever just, I mean, like, that's why shawls are so awesome, but I just needed something to cover up the back of my neck. You know, back here, sometimes dresses and t-shirts go a little low, and I thought, oh my goodness, that would be so fun. So if you want the pattern for that, when I was at the Loopy U, they had $5 book sales, so they were like used books that you could pick from, and I think I probably picked like 3 or 4, but they were only $5. That's cheap for knitting patterns. So here's the book that the collar came out of. I think it's Debbie Bliss. Yep, Debbie Bliss Knits for You and Your Home. And it's a really cute book. The collar is this pattern in the back. Look at that sweet, sweet collar. I probably fell in love with it because it was pink, but I wouldn't wear that color all the time. Felt like this charcoal was a little more useful. Anyway, it was kind of hard to, like, it kind of curled up along this edge after I got going, and you start here and you knit towards the neck and then bind off and then make the little ties. And I did the ties with the Kreinik twister tool that Vonna Pfeiffer talks about making cording, and you can get those on Amazon. I'll try to remember to link that also. Oh, and I'll try to remember to put my email address down in the links too. I didn't do that last time. That would be nice if you want to communicate with me, but you can't always communicate with me too through my website. Anyway, the collar curled on me a little bit, so I went to my local knit shop. The closest one to me that I have really been enjoying is called Knit and Pretty, and they're on 90th South in Salt Lake City, or South Jordan. I can't remember what city it is, but anyway, just look up Knit and Pretty. Laurel there is very, very good help. Laurel or Lauren, maybe it's Lauren. Anyway, I've really enjoyed having her help me with some projects. So she told me, even though it's curling, you know, up and all of that, and when I measured, when I knitted it out, it was only like this wide. So I watched some tutorials on blocking and soaking first and then blocking. Got me some blocking, interlinking foam squares, some T-pins, and soak, it's called, which comes in different flavors. smells, aromas. They're all really good. And I'll link that stuff down here too, so you can look those up if you want to endeavor the soaking and blocking method. I'm here to testify. It is awesome to soak and block, because this collar went from being like curled up, like literally it was like curling up like this, to completely flat and elongated, and you can see the pretty lace holes and stitching in it, and you can see it lays flat on my back. Yeah, I love it. I'm so happy, because I thought it was like a wrecked project and I was just gonna have to like undo the whole thing, use the yarn for something else, and be frustrated. But soaking and blocking is awesome. So yeah, have fun with that. Watch the tutorials. And I don't know if you can find this book anymore, but this is the one that has the collar. Let's see. Other thing I finished. Oh yeah, and this yarn was from the Loopy U. I believe it's a sport weight. Superwash. Made by Cascade. Yeah. I'm unprepared. I should have had the tag for that. Anyway, I also bought it in like a heathery blue to probably make another one, so I can wear it with 2 different groups of dresses. Anyway, I'm kind of weird. I wear dresses like a lot, almost all the time, because I just find them so comfortable. So my grandma was like that. My grandma Miller. So cute. Such a cute lady. She was like 4'11" in her later life, you know, because we all kind of shrink. She was probably 5'1", 5 foot her whole life, and then 4'11". She always wore heels, and she always wore dresses. I think I saw her in pants one time. And now that I'm the age I am, I totally get it. I love wearing dresses. Meaning just t-shirt dresses. Like things that, you know, are just like a big long t-shirt or shirt or dress. Way more comfortable. Anyway, and then you can wear collars with them on top, or sweaters or cardigans, whatever. Whatever floats your boat and makes you feel good. Okay, next thing I finished is this cowl. Look at this. And I haven't blocked it yet. It kind of doesn't need to be blocked, other than this is the end that you cast on the needles. So it was just a teeny bit tighter, and I didn't use different size needles for my cuff area. That's the knits and the pearls. But this is the end that I cast on, and it's just a little bit tighter. I must be kind of a tight caster on her, because when I bound off this end, it's a little bit looser, but it said to do it loosely. But I think I'll soak and block this and just pull that in just a little bit more to make it lay completely flat. But what a cute cowl. So I'm gonna put this on right now and show you how cute it is. And this pattern is free on Ravelry. And I know it's not winter, but you should knit now for winter so that you have stuff ready for next winter. I wish I would have had these this winter. Anyway, super easy pattern. I'm going to show it to you here in a second. And the holes are just knit 2 together and yarn overs. So there's a section here where the space in between the holes are less frequent, and here they're like every 5 stitches. And this yarn I got it Knit and Pretty, and one skein does the whole cowl, and I believe it's fingering weight. In fact, I'm gonna find you really quick, and well, look at the dye in this too. I'm gonna find you the label really, really fast. So if you want it, you can call them. I think they ran out of this color really fast. Okay, so here's the pattern. You can be looking this up while I go find the yarn. So this is it. UU. And it's called Clear Skies Cowl. You guys see that okay? And it's on Ravelry. And it's free. Okay, let me find the tag really quick. Good thing I knew right where that was. Okay, this is the yarn. And they told me at Knit and Pretty they love this this dyer. So Wonderland Yarns. Queen of Hearts must be the color. And it's superwash fine merino, 80%, and 10% nylon and 10% cashmere. Super worth it. Just such a beautiful, yummy yarn. Okay, so there's that. Knitting. What else? Oh, do you guys know about Christy Archer? Christy Archer started a YouTube channel too. And her stuff is, I feel like I got you guys all tilted. Sorry about that. Christy Archer is on YouTube now. And she's delightful. She was dyeing yarn. Man, I'm kind of getting my mic off there. She was dyeing yarn, but she's not much anymore. But she's doing she's doing patterns. And here's just a picture of one of them. This cute striped sweater. I feel like that's not focusing. Anyway, she's just done such a good job doing some new patterns. I got some yarn from her. This really, really pretty color called Zillets. Yeah. She may have some left on her website that she will still dye for you. And that is Christy Archer Designs. Loving her. Actually, that's wrong. That's not the yarn I'm doing for that sweater. Here's the sweater I'm doing. This is not a good picture of it either. It's a really involved pattern, but anyway, this one is on Ravelry. Come, that won't focus. Let me see if I'm doing something wrong there. Anyway, Norwegian fur, adult sizes. So this is like a little baby sweater that they had at Knit and Pretty, and it was adorable. It's just knitting other than this lacing that goes on just right across here. So that's what I'm going to try. Hopefully I can update that with you guys. Another thing that I decided to do, but I didn't make it to the Sal. Things were not going really great for me to be able to do that last month because of just business type stuff. And I'm going to pause this for 1 second. I think I have something wrong with my focus. Hold on. Okay, so I had some technical difficulties. I posted that on Instagram. I'm so sorry about that again. But I'm going to go for it and try this out and see if I can get finished up for you guys really, really fast. But with a lot of, love and care that we all like in our FlossTube videos. So, last things on my list, I was talking about Lindy Stitches a minute ago and what cute stuff she has, patterns, cute quotes, fun. She's just quirky and fun and cute. So I thought I'd show you one little finish I had from her website. This is the kit I bought back when she started this little pattern. Look at those pins that look like candles. They came with the kit. And this is peachy salmony velvet on the back, which I love. We all love velvet. But what I love mostly about this is, of course, it's one that's so fun to bring out at celebrations like birthdays and whatnot. But more than anything, just the whole idea of eating cake. Let us rejoice and eat cake. I also have a Lori Holt blast from the past I'm going to show you that says eat cake on it too. What I take this to really mean is that you work hard, you do what's right, and then you celebrate, and your rewards are given. Let me pull the Lori Holt one off the wall too. Okay. And yeah, I might just be wearing sweats and pajama pants. And yeah, this is 2 weeks later than the stuff you already watched because of my technical problems. But that's okay. How many of you remember this or have this in your decorations? I finally finished it about 2 or 3 years ago, and I think I've had it since 1999 or 98 or something. Back when I was doing more quilts and things, and I got it at a cute store called Thimbles and Threads, which is what Quilters Lodge used to be up in Draper, Utah. Anyway, I took a picture of this and sent it to Lori Holt. We had a couple of little conversations through Instagram the other day, and she was just like, yeah, that is a blast from the past. But I love the saying. And yeah, now I have a big one and a little one. But look on Lindy Stitch's website. I don't think you can get this anymore from Lori Holt, but look on Lindy Stitch's website because she may still have some kits for this. If she doesn't, she's just got the pattern. Super fun, super cute finishes. Okay. I think I told you in my last video that I was going to share the stops that we made on our trip from Louisiana back home here to Utah over Christmas. And yeah, the whole trip was basically so I could be with my husband at Christmas time, but also so that I could stop at a few of these places that I've heard you guys talk about on FlossTube. One, 2 Christmases ago was the Silver Needle. The Silver Needle in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I stopped there and got a couple of charts, and that was a really fun shop full of a ton of charts and patterns. Just a beautiful place to stop. I highly recommend it. The other places we went this last Christmas. One was first in Kerrville, Texas. We stopped there because I wanted to see the James Avery headquarters. I'd never been there. We lived in Houston years and years ago, and I love James Avery jewelry, but I wanted to go see the headquarters where it all started. So we stopped in Kerrville, Texas, spent the night there, and went to the museum about James Avery. Very, very fun. Highly recommend that. Then the next morning we kept driving towards Houston and stopped in Comfort, Texas, which is just a little bit past Kerrville, just east there in the hill country, and it's beautiful. Comfort, Texas had I could have spent all day there because a cute little older Main Street part of town is where the tinsmith's wife is, which has knitting and cross stitch. Wonderful little store. I believe I'm not going to get her name right, but she just did a tour of it. Not Jean Farish, the other designer. I'll have to talk about that another day. Anyway, one of the FlossTubers who does designs also stopped there and does a video through the tinsmith's wife. It's very fun. Also, I then hit 3 stitches in Spring, Texas, and my daughter and her husband just moved down to that area, so I'm looking forward to going there and spending time there again when I spend time with them, and possibly even checking in with Celeste. We have plans. That'll be really fun. Then we ended the trip with the Loopy U, and I've talked about that before, in Fort Collins, Colorado. All fun, great shops. All right, let's talk about some fully finished objects. I don't have a ton to show you, but I have one in particular that I did just post this on Instagram, and I loved doing this stitch. Oh, Stacy Nash berry basket and the little strawberry pin keep. Berry basket tray, I think is what this was called. So my friend Sandy, who is S_stitching on Instagram, or sorry, S_stitching, showed me she was doing this, and I just kind of went crazy and was like, I have that pattern. How did I forget about that? I need to stitch it. And she said, we'll do it on 40 count, whatever linen you choose, because then it will fit in this tray. And Shepherd's Bush has some of these trays, because that was my first question as far as, did you get the tray that you need to do it in with the called for from the pattern? Let me show you a picture of that pattern really quick. This is the one by Stacy Nash, and that's the name. Berry basket tray. Anyway, so cute. And see, that's the tray I was wondering about if she found, and she said no, but she did find this one at Shepherd's Bush. So Shepherd's Bush has these little teeny trays. This one was originally stained, way cute little tray. This is who it comes from, made especially for Shepherd's Bush. And let me just read that to you. It says it was handcrafted by Cabrin Mary Woods, and I'm sure I'm not saying that right, but it's in Wisconsin. But they made these really cute little trays and boxes for Shepherd's Bush. So I painted it black though, so it would look like the one on the pattern, and I love it because I think then all of the cute little darker elements of the stitch stand out really well, but it still has that little sheep at the Shepherd's Bush emblem stands out really nice. Anyway, how dang cute. Of course, this feels like a potato to me. I filled this with walnut shells, and I love it. So probably I would say my cutest finish so far. I love that thing. It's adorable. Another finish I did like a year or so ago was this egg basket from Shakespeare's Peddler, Teresa Vanette. And I did something crazy that I will never do again, so it's just a recommendation. Don't try to add rickrack in the seam of a pillow. It gets too stiff to turn and too tight. I think I tried having it on the sides also and then picked it out, but I just left it sewn in to the top and the bottom's messy. But I don't care on this one. I did put my egg sign up here instead of down here, so I just switched a couple things out because I really like this brown background color with the eggs stitched on top of it. And then I have been asking around and no one knows the answer to it, and I'd love it if you guys know, if you'd leave it in the comments. I have seen these black pins that I think are German pins, so they're really, really old, and normally they have a bigger ball on them. These are just yellow sewing pins I bought at Joann's and then dipped them in black paint. And when I dipped them in the black paint far enough, then I just turned them right side up and stuck them in a foam tray so that they could dry. I did some dark red ones too, just so I could have the effect, but I'm still kind of on the hunt and curious about those black head German pins from a long, long time ago. So if you have any information on that, just put it down there in the comments for me. Anyway, there's blue wool on the back that I thought went nicely with those little blue eggs. I love this finish too. Really fast pattern. She may still have kits on Kitten Stitcher's website, kittenstitcher.com. If not, I'm guessing the pattern's there, or Jen's Stitching Itch might have some too, because the cool thing about the kit is you get just enough threads, you get this button, darling finish. Also, I love these trays for putting finishes in from Hobby Lobby. They're just that wire tray that are pretty small. But what I love about them is because they're wire, you can see through and see like your whole pillow. Where when you put them in wood trays and things, sometimes you lose half your pillow because it's covered up with either the outside of the tray or other things. And I thought that was a cute display because then you get to enjoy the whole bit of the finish. All right, and you're probably wondering what this little guy is. I'm going to talk about these next time. It's another knitting thing, but look how tiny that little animal is. Some of you who are knitters are going to know who makes these, and I promise I will talk about it next time a little bit more. But yeah, so cute. She sits in that tray with those little pillows. Okay, other FFOs. Do I have any others I'm going to show you? I'll show you one quilt block here. So at Quilting Retreat that I went to in March, the end of March, I don't usually take a lot of classes at retreats because I like to just go and sew and finish stuff that that's sitting around here not getting done. So I usually take stuff from past retreats and work on them there. But also I decided to take one class because I thought, I'm a big girl, put on my big girl pants, whatever you want to call it. It was time for me to learn Y seams. Y seams is this little intersection right here. These seams come down and meet right here. So you have to start sewing this background square to your star that's already put together by starting at the seam here, going out, coming back to the seam here, putting your needle in, and not overlapping anything in the seam, and then sew back out here. Ouch is all I can say. This was the hardest quilting thing I've ever done, but I got one block done and I'm making 8 more for a 9 patch quilt. So I'm calling that a finish of 1 block. I wish I had the whole quilt finished, but I don't know when that's gonna happen. It was painful. Sorry, I'm tilting this camera a little bit. There we go. Okay, so what do I want to talk about next? Let's just go right into not even finishes, but things I'm working on. I needed to give you guys an update on We the People. It's coming along. And no, it's Early Americans on We the People linen from Primitive Hare. I got that wrong last time. I think I said X-Jude Design, but it's Primitive Hare. She sells it on her Etsy shop, so you can find it there. And I've made a little bit of progress. I got Nathan Hale done. I haven't put his name on yet because it was super light. The called for is the same one as John Hancock, and it's just really light, so I'm not sure that's the one I want to use. And then I moved on to the Freedom block there in the middle. So it's getting there. Still loving it. And yes, silks are something that are definitely harder to work with because they're very slippery. And on a bigger weave linen, they come through really easily through the holes. So you got to keep track of your needle and your thread, but I'm still loving it. I'm still loving it. And yes, everyone's been talking about the cross stitch camp that Sherry over at Colorado Cross Stitch started, and I have great intentions, but I don't think I'm going to complete anything. But I am going to send over a project bag for one of her giveaways for June, and then I have another thing to send her for a July giveaway. But if I was going to participate, here's what I had planned. I was inspired by Shanda stitching in Idaho to do this Birds of a Feather pattern. She has it hanging on a wall or in a cupboard, I can't remember for sure, in one of her videos, and I love it. And I'm gonna go out on a limb and do it on this picture, this Plus relic. It's kind of goldy orange, but I think it has the right feel for this. And the threads I'm kind of messing around with still. We'll see how that goes. So that would have been my June project. It might still be, but I have not officially given the information to Sherry. But I am following him on Facebook and Instagram. Then July, or no, sorry, yeah, July's assignment was stitch something from a new, or a designer, not a new designer, but a designer you've never stitched before. I'm sorry about that noise. I have traffic right out my window, so I get loud noises every once in a while. Okay, so this is my, will be my July stitch, Land of the Free by Sub Rosa. I definitely have bought a few of her patterns. I love them. They're so darling. She has an Etsy shop. And yeah, this would be my stitch. I decided to do it on the 40 count Winter's Brew, which is what I also did the strawberry tray or the berry basket tray pin keep project in. So I'm going to try this also on the same Winter's Brew 40 count. And there's my threads for it. And I love that she's doing camp, cross stitch camp, because it gives you the opportunity to, you know, just throw in some more patriotic stitches and stitch patriotic during the summer. All right, so I was inspired by Daisy K also to do some red work stitching, and so I downloaded, these are free. I believe these are all free, but I decided I needed just a red work bowl. So this one is Petite Letters from Allison Christensen, Sampler Graphics. Oh, this is Blackbird from 2009. So Daisy K didn't show this one. It was someone else on Instagram I found. Anyway, go to Blackbird's blog and you will find this free one. It's a really cute little tiny sampler. And then these are the two from Daisy K. So Skinny Mini Sampler, and I don't have them finished, so go on there and just look Daisy K's up, her Red Bull finishes, and find a couple of them that she has done. No, I'm not supposed to show you all the charts, but they are free. This one is called Samplers and Santas. That's the company who makes both of these. Oh, so this one's just called the Miniature Sampler. And then this is the Skinny Mini Sampler. So those three I'm gonna work together. And I decided the red thread I'm gonna use with them is this one that I was totally taken with last time up at Shepherd's Bush. It's called Indian Summer, Weeks Dye Works. And it's really pretty, gorgeously variegated. So that's what those are going to be made out of. I am also working on Harriet Brown. That's another Stacy Nash, and I haven't gotten very far. Whoops, needle. But it's coming along. Do a little bit every once in a while. And what I've noticed too is if I take this one with me in the car, it's a really good place to work on it. Not really while my husband's driving, but when I'm sitting and waiting or sitting anywhere doing stuff. Really, really like that one. And you guys have seen this before, so I'm just gonna try really quickly to show you what the front of the pattern looks like. Get that right. Stacy Nash Primitives, and it's called, here's a better one, the Harriet Brown Red Work Sampler Pin Keep. So yeah, that's my red work project bag. So I am in compliance there with Brenda and Laura. Must have red work going all the time. Oh, one thing I found too with Harriet Brown, I didn't have quite enough of Schoolhouse Red. I do now at the time, but at the time when I started, I didn't have quite enough. So I threw in DMC 816. And I think it's like a perfect match. Schoolhouse Red is slightly variegated, so throwing in the 816 with it works. It works great, and I love how that's turning out. I don't have a ton of progress to show you on Miss Marianne Bourne's. I did get a little bit more of the beehive done, but not a ton. Sorry for that noise. Oh, Susan Stanley posted on Instagram last week something that I forgot I had that I was working on last summer. And we decided to just try, she suggested doing a stripe per month, and then we'd probably have it done by next year. And I think that sounds great. I don't know if I'll totally get it done exactly that way, but that's what we're shooting for. So come do it with us if you haven't finished it quite yet. Called One Nation by Bygone Stitches. I saw this at the craft center and had to start it. Now I chose an interesting kind of cloth, which I haven't worked with before. It's Ada by Soie, I guess, because it has the orange stripe, right? But this is 20 count Ada, so that makes it 40 count linen. The only thing I'm not loving about it is it's a little bit rough. So I've noticed when I'm stitching and pulling my threads through the holes that it wears down the thread faster. But I love the look of it. So this is what I've got so far. I've done New Mexico and Arizona this year. When I saw Susan's, I had to pick it up, and that's what I've done so far. But hoping to do quite a bit more of that. Oh, I just love this one. It's beautiful. Now it calls for a ton of white. So here's what I did. This is what I do with my cute little boards that have the holes in it to hold your thread. If it's not numbered, you know, usually some of these are made with numbers on them, and so you can mark in your chart number 1, number 2, 3, 4. This is just very plain and very primitive, but this is how much white it takes for that. So I just put all of one color like this on one of these cute wood boards. I think this is from Not Forgotten Farm. And then I just have the other two, Cupid and Blacksmith Blue. Those are, you know, so easy to keep track of. I could just put them in here too. But anyway, lots of thread for that chart, but just 3 colors. I really love working on that. What else am I working on? Lots of things, but I think that's all I'm going to show you as far as whips and progress today, because I've got some other questions for you guys and some things to get to that are pretty important. You know what? I do have, as far as haul goes, I'm going to show you 2 things I got for haul. 2 little things from Scarlet Letter. Have you guys seen this? I hadn't seen it before, but it's There's No Place Like Home from Scarlet House, not Scarlet Letter, if I said letter. Shepherd's Bush has this in a conversion, and if you buy the pattern from them, they're just, if you call them, make sure you get the conversion with it. And the thread, they did it on 32 count winter brew or natural. I'm probably going to use that 40 count winter brew because I have another chunk of it for this, and use their color conversion. And then they just had it framed in a barnwood frame that was so cute. So yeah, gonna do that soon. The other thing was I came across, I think it could have been a FlossTube or it could have been Instagram, I don't know, can't remember, but this book, someone had stitched in here the Mares Eat Oats and Does Eat Oats and Little Lambs Eat Ivy. Oh, I'm gonna try to just show you that little picture right there. So my mother-in-law used to sing this, and it was so cute. Found out that the words she was singing were what were written into a song in 1943, I believe. And it was super cute, and they actually just played with the words, because she used to sing it like this: bearsy dotes and dozy dotes and little lambsy ivies. And I used to think, what are those words? What's going on there? Anyway, now I know. And now I know she did sing all this version, the 1943 version. So anyway, this is a really cute book, and I found it, I just Googled it, words to stitch by Lori Markovic of La Di Da, and it came up in the Google search that I could purchase it from Stuff for Crafts, I believe. So I don't know if it's still in print or not, but that's where I found it. So it was just the regular price. Very, very fun, cute book. Let's see. I think I'm going to pause it and come back here in just a minute because of my technical difficulties, so hang on. Okay, finishing up here. I have a winner for the giveaway. I'm gonna show you the giveaway one more time. 16 birds chart, the Q quilt block chart, the cherry ripe chart, and best of all, I shouldn't say that, but those of you who have been waiting or wanting this, because of the giveaway, you'll get a floss gauge and a ring of thread milk. And I did the random comment generator on YouTube. I even videoed it, but the problems I was having with static and whatnot were just, and I don't want to make this too long for some of you that don't really like the super long videos, but anyway, here's our winner. And I have already contacted her through the comments, so if this is you, go look for the comment you made on my last video, and I just put there a little reminder of what my email is, which is threadmilkdesign.com. So let me know your address and I'll get this shipped off to you right away. All right, so I have new giveaways, a few. Real quick. My daughter works for a couple of ladies named Nat and Nico, and their little company in Salt Lake City is Lincoln Street Farm. They do candles, soap, plants, and flowers. So I had my daughter approach him and just say, give my mom some giveaways and it might help you guys out. Not that they need any help, but I just wanted you guys to know that they make really yummy candles. They burn really well. Excuse me. And the two I'm sending out, I think, are called the Sandalwood Scent. So I've got 2 sets of 2, and here's what they look like. So sorry, noisy. They're these little striped, and I wish you could smell them. Anyway, it's a set of 2 really cute little square candles. I'm going to do 2 of those giveaways, and all you have to do is use in your comments the word candle. No S, just candle. And Dove Stitch linen printers, makers. They don't make the linen, but they buy it and then print on it. They're called Dove Stitch. The Contented Stitcher just had a giveaway too, because they approached her and asked her to do like a review of their linen. So what they specialize in, of course, is printed linens, kind of like Primitive Hare has the printed We the People linen. So they sent me a bunch so that I could also give some away to you. The 2 they sent me for giveaway is, I'm going to do these 3, and we'll do 3 different linen giveaways. So just use the word linen and I'll send you one of these. There's this brown. It's kind of a little on the pinker brown side, but it's called brown hand-dyed. Then there is printed, kind of looks like wood background with some stars. Very fun for some summer patriotic stitching. It's called Blue and Red Stars on Cream Board. These are 32 count linens, by the way. Oh, the brown was 36 count. And then this one is a Lady Liberty and flag. So you can see there's a flag printed on it, but there's also some cream section, which is just kind of down the bottom, and then this opens up and it's a big American flag. With the Statue of Liberty on it, you can kind of see her started right there. So anyway, I'll give those 3 away. And all you have to do is put linen in your comment. If you want both the linen and the candles, or you want to be entered into all of them, do both candle and linen in your comments, the words. They also sent me 2 Aida cloths, because they do Aida and linen printings. And these are some that I'm going to actually keep and use, and I'll show you in the future what I decide to stitch on them. These are both a little on the pink side too, so I thought I would use them for Valentine stitching. One is called Old Library Marble, and the other one's called Parchment, and they are 18 count Aida, so that's 36 count. I'm going to use those for, like I said, Valentine stitching. Okay. They also sent me some more, and I don't know exactly what I'm going to use or what I'm going to stitch on this one. It's 36 count linen, and it's got Christmas songs printed on it. Really, really cute. I'll let you know when it gets closer to Christmas time what I'm going to choose to stitch on that. I'm thinking it's probably going to be like a big pine tree or a Christmas tree right here in the middle. So you've got the music showing behind. Fun. And then they sent me 2 more linens that I really quite like. They're both 36 count. This one's called Historic Beige, and it's just a kind of a ivory with a little bit of a brown tint. It's pretty light. I'm looking forward to using that. This one, I'm going to start a fall project. In fact, it'll be my cross stitch camp August project. I'm going to use this. So this is gray leaf, it's called. You'll find that on their website, all of these on their website. I think it's dovestitch.com. They're also on Instagram, so look for them there. But look how cool this leaf print is. So yeah, I'm thinking a fall project. Maybe something scary in black. I'll let you know on that one. So fun. Thank you so much, Dove Stitch, for sending me some linens to try and to give away. Okay, so that's the giveaways. Use the word I'm forgetting one. Well, yeah, one more giveaway. So I promised you last time, or said I was going to get around to designing, and I started finally. I had finished the part of this one I told you I had started last time. I actually did it like a year ago, and I'd had the idea for these for like 2 years. And learning PC Stitch, which is the program I bought for designing, in addition to starting the Thread Milk Design Company, it's a lot of stuff going on. So it's taken me a little extra time. But what I found in the whole process, though, is I actually love the design part. I love being on the computer, and I'm not an artist. Like, I can't take a pencil or a pen and draw anything. Maybe a stick figure and a smiley face and a heart, and that's about it. So I'm not very good that way. But on the cross-stitch design programs, it's really fun. I found it was really fun for me. So I decided to start small, but it's also kind of big at the same time. And what I came up with was what I'm calling the Statehood Splendor Series. And each, I'm going to do a pillow, a little teeny 50 by 50 stitch design for each state. And they're meant to be, I'm hoping I get the primitive, as much of a primitive look as I can for myself, like what I want. But I also want to keep them just kind of old-fashioned and primitive looking, but not look like other designers. So it's my own thing. So, because that's what makes cross-stitching fun and designers fun, is you kind of get to know them through their designs. So what was really important to me also is that each one of these designs has something about the state becoming a state. So it's statehood. That's why they're called Statehood Splendor Series. And I also didn't want to, the order, I wanted to be kind of have a good variety of the order in which they come out, and not just start with number 1, the first state, and go through the 50th state in that order, because that would just be East Coast states moving West Coast. So I thought, let's mix it up a little bit. How about we go with my history in the States mixed in with the history of our country. So I'm going to release them in order of kind of a West, where I've been raised, and different states I've lived in, versus East Coast, beginning of the country states. So the order is going to feel really random to all of you, but to me it means something, and it also means something with the history of our country. So the first one I did and started with was Idaho. And the historic statehood facts I'm going to put on it are, of course, its ID, its 2-digit or 2-letter ID, the year it became a state. So in Idaho's case, it's 1890. Idaho is the 43rd state, so that's down there in that bottom corner. And then this represents the tree, state tree for Idaho, and I can't remember what the name of it is right now because I had to look it up. But it's one of the pine, in the pine family. Also, Idaho is called the gem state. So we've got a miner's lamp, a miner's pick, a gem, and I added a cowboy boot. Kind of for the miners, but a lot for my dad. He wears cowboy boots pretty much every day, even to church. I love it. And a bolo tie. So cute. Anyway, that's Idaho. So you can see there's the cute little border. Okay, the borders are so fun to design. I love it. And I stuffed this with sawdust. I challenged myself, moved beyond the polyester and did sawdust, and I love it. I don't know that I'll stuff with anything else, although I'm going to try cotton and wool batting also. But look what you can do with sawdust. You can like shape it. You can do the karate chop in the top and it stays there. Not that you'd like karate chop here. But look at that. You can just like squish it around and it stays. It keeps its shape. I love sawdust. I'm a believer. All right, so I'm also releasing a second one with this video, and you'll find them on my website under charts, and I'll do the links below. I'll be much better at doing my links this time. It might take some time. I'm never going to tell you what day I film these videos because it'll never coincide with me doing the editing and then uploading it to YouTube. So it'll always be a surprise. But anyway, here's number 2. So jumping back to the East Coast, here's Delaware, state number 1. That's just a little firework there because yay, statehood. Delaware, DE, 1787 is the year it became a state. There were a lot of states that became states. Of course, the original 13 colonies in 1787 and 88. So you'll see that number on those first 13. But this is just a little flag that I made up showing that 13 stars, and 1 of 13. So you'll see this on all 13 original colony states. This little guy right there is the blue hen, the state bird, which from what I read and gathered information on, the blue hen is kind of rare now as far as chickens go. I can't remember reading what color eggs they lay, but it is like a college, university, whatever mascot in Delaware. Pretty prevalent. And here's another thing. Okay, my husband laughed at this and he was like, "You're going kind of political with these." I don't do that. I started Idaho with red because I love red work. So I'm gonna just bounce back and forth between reds and blues, and of course the white. Red, white, and blue is the background of the pillows. So that's the idea there. They're all 50 stitches by 50 stitches. I think I said that already, but I want to keep that consistent so that these are all the same. They're, yeah, I'm gonna do 50 of them. And I'm gonna release one a week for the next 56 weeks. Maybe 58 weeks, because I'm gonna throw in some freebies in there. Maybe those will come out with a chart. Either way, the freebies will be downloaded on my website. These for now are just gonna be paper patterns that you can order from me. Yeah, so go look for them. I can't wait to get these all made and get them all in a tray. And yes, I'm working on the next one. So each FlossTube video I will do is probably gonna be like once a month. Running a business, designing, and floss tubing is shown to be a little bit more than what I'm used to, but I'm enjoying it all a lot. I really am. Oh, these guys too. So I did the math, did the measurements. All 50, if you want to do all 50, are going to fit into a certain tray from Hobby Lobby, and that will be listed on the pattern for these in the description of, you know, stuff to buy for the patterns. But I'll show it to you right now just in case you want to get out there and get it. You can stitch one of these in an evening, a long evening, maybe 2 hours one night to the next night, and get them done pretty quick if you're as obsessed about the, you know, United States and America and history like I am. But here's the tray. Let me grab it. Okay, so I wanted the most handmade, rustic looking tray I could find. There's no metal on it. It looks like it was made out of old wood. And it's kind of huge, but all 50 plus freebies will fit. Now, I'm not saying everybody's gonna do all 50. That's not my intention. To think you have to, obviously. You know, but I thought it would be really fun to have the states you've lived in, to have a little memory of the states that you have traveled to, different things like that. So here's the sticker from, let me make sure it's right side up, from the tray. I just glued it on the back so that you could see. If you need to take a picture of it real quick, I hope you can see that and that it's in focus. And of course I bought it back when there was a coupon at Hobby Lobby, but wait for it to go on sale. Now that tray also comes in 3 sizes, so I think there's 2 more sizes smaller than that. But yeah, I'm really excited about it, and I love history, so I'm looking forward to getting to know all the states a little bit better. I also think it'd be fun for like homeschool or grandkids. You can pull them out and teach them some facts about the states of our great nation and our place that we love, our land that we love. All right, enough about that, but I am going to give away. Okay, so back to the giveaways. One more giveaway is going to be, and I'll do this in every video from now on, is going to be whatever charts I show. So this time, if you want a free Idaho and a free Delaware to put in your collection of patterns, and charts. All you have to do is use the word state. And it'd be kind of fun, I thought, if we could say what state you're from, if you want to put that on there. So I'm from the state of Idaho, I'm from the state of Florida. It doesn't matter what state you're from as long as the word state is in your comment. And you'll get the 2 free charts. So there we go. Someone asked, I'm just going to address 2 questions. Well, there were a lot of questions I got that I hope I fulfilled answering in my last video, but 2 that I have not. One was organization of needles, my knitting needles. I'll show you that really quick because it was totally inspired by Deb on Country Stitchers once again. And someone asked about my organization of my quilting fabrics. Well, most of them are by type. So reproduction, Gracie's, they're all in a bin together. And because I'm living not in a home right now, I live in an apartment. We're renting at the moment. Most of my fabrics in bins in storage. I have some here. So like my Civil Wars are all together. I like to organize them by type, not by color, because I'm a type quilter, meaning I want to do reproduction quilts. I want the fabrics that look like reproductions. I like things that look old. So that's where that comes from. But I also have cutesy stuff like Gracie's, and obviously I have a pink kind of cutesy sewing room too. So I usually put them all together by types. I hope that answers your question about how I organize my fabric. Let me pull out my knitting needles really quick and show you that. So Deb on Country Stitchers showed this bag she got from Hirschner's, and look how big it is. I have it stuffed to the brim with yarn, and I love that I bought this when it was on special. It was probably 6 or 7 months ago, and it's a set, so it's all the same fabric, but the set comes with several extras, I think, in the set. So like this is all for your long needles, and it came with another little zipper pouch, like for small things like darning needles or all of your double pointed needles. I keep those all in one little satchel, no matter what size they are, because they just bundle all up. Seemed like the best way to do double pointed needles. But then I either added these on, or one came with the set and I added another one on. So these are awesome. They're just like the little sleeve books that I keep my needles that are on a cord, so they're connected. So that's how I keep those, all the different sizes of those. This one has all of my Knitter's Pride needle tips that you screw the cord in on the ends, and then you can buy different lengths of the cord, but this is all for that. So thanks for asking about that, because I just barely finally got my knitting needles organized better. So Hirschner's is the website. Look it up. They also do puzzles and all kinds of other fun things, and yarn, but I found this was my favorite item I've ever seen for organizing. So all these little pieces just fit down into this one great big duffel bag. So I can just take my knitting and everything's there. I do have some other knit projects, like in individual bags, like I showed from the Duckpool Lane lady, and from Christy Archer. She does cute bags too. My floss organization, you all kind of know about that already, but I am going to attach a video here that takes you in my closet, and we will talk floss. So you'll see that also in this video at the end. Okay, last item, actually last 2 items. So I'm going to add some cute tools to my website too. One of them is an idea my mom came up with. I sent her some Ginger Stork scissors with her project bag and some other things that she wanted to organize her embroidery. So, and thread milk isn't just for cross stitch threads, it can be used for all your embroidery threads too. Just, you know, think about that. It can. So my mom's all set up with her projects that way, and she loves it. She tells me every time, like I talk to her on the phone almost, or I've been up there a couple times over the last month up to Idaho, and she just loves it. She said, I can just take my project bag and take it with me and stitch in the car or stitch while Dad runs in the store. And it's making her feel like she just has everything she needs in one bag. But instead of a scissor fob on her little stork scissors, she came up with this idea that my dad is tooling and making for my website, and we're just calling it the Mom and Dad Scissor Holster. That's what it's called on my website, and it'll be under, it might be its own tab, I'm not sure, but watch for that on the website. This is not going to be there for another week or two because my dad's still sending me the prototype. This is just a rough example he made. But he got a die cut to cut the leather out for him from a guy in Texas. He's all serious about it. So how cool is this? It's just kind of smart. Not kind of, it's very smart. So we're going to put a split ring up here in the top in this grommet. And then I'll probably buy from Hobby Lobby just some crafter's chain that match. We're going to do gold ones and we're going to do silver ones. So that you can take your 3.5 inch scissors. They have to be 3.5. If they're 4, they'll be too tall and they'll come up into here. But we found that the Gingers and lots of other brands of 3.5, they all have like a 3.5 inch scissor length. What's so cool about this, 2 things. My dad is making this tight enough with the leather that when you put your scissors down in it, they are not going to come out. They don't just fall out. It's snug. And the chain that I'm going to put on it, you'll wear over your neck so that you can hang this around your neck and pull your scissors out, use them, put them right back in the little holster, and you're not going to lose your scissors. Smart mom, very, very smart. And I love that it's my mom and dad's effort. It's really cute. So watch for that. That'll be on there. And then this next tool is just actually cute. So I got these at Retreat, and I am asking you if you are interested in them in this video. So they're these really cute wooden acorns that a guy who lives here in Utah, a woodworker, makes. But he's also from Louisiana, and I haven't met him yet, but I'm going to go meet him and talk about these depending on the comments you guys make about these and if you're interested in them. What's so cool about them, other than they're beautiful, turned wood, they're solid wood, and he obviously stains the acorn lid. I'll show you what the little one looks like first. So you just have to put your thumbs here and pop the lid off, and it's kind of snug that you can see it makes a little pop noise. This one can hold what I like to call applique tools. So you've got a little rubber thimble. This is how it was given to me at Retreat by my friend Amy of Under the Garden Moon. And you can fit a binder clip in there in the little rubber thimble. And then she also included a piece of wool with some pins in it. So cute little sit on your sewing tray or by your sewing spot, stitchy spot piece of wood. So cute. I think in the fall these are going to be really cute next to all of your cute squirrel and acorn stitching. Okay, so here's what the big one looks like. I don't know that my hands are strong enough. You gotta pop it out that way. The reason it's gotta be hard to pop off so it doesn't just like randomly fall off all the time. So there's the lid. And then inside, he has drilled little teeny holes for needles. So when you pop that off, your needles are there. And I tried this last night just to make sure it doesn't spill. I'm gonna ask him if you're interested in these items. I'm gonna ask him on this big one to drill the big hole a little bit deeper because these little scissors that you can get on Amazon. Maybe I'll see if I can get some for the website too, but you've probably got some in your stash somewhere. I want him to drill it just a little bit deeper so that these scissors fit in here, because then you've got a handy little piece of cutting material for this with your needles, and then beautiful thing to store them in. So yeah, I popped it off the other night, so if you hold it like by two hands, you can loosen, and pop it off, and your needles won't fly. At least that's how good mine's turned out. Oh, but aren't they beautiful? So yeah, let me know. Bag making tools. We talked about making your own bags from Bags by Annie, the Peacekeeper project bag, like the one I've made and have available on my website. There's a few there. There's like a kitty one and some horses, a couple of each on the website right now if you want to try out that bag. But the tools, if you're going to make your own, that you must have are the mini binding tool. I love this thing. I think I found it on Amazon or Missouri Star Quill Company. And then there's the regular binding tool. Once you get the knack, this thing is awesome for finishing off your bindings with a nice smooth seam. I used to overlap mine and tuck them inside each other, and it used to leave like a 12-inch lump in my binding, and I've been converted. These are awesome. So for quilts, and then for project bags, if you're doing a binding on your project bags, like the Bags by Annie one. And then her tool, she did so much research there. This tool is a seam presser. So to push your seams open, instead of pressing them, this is like, instead of finger or nail pressing them, you can just use this and push them open. But the awl on the end is slightly rough and serrated, so it grabs your thread really well. So she has a video on byannie.com that talks about this tool, the stiletto tool, not the awl, and why they developed it the way that they did. But it's awesome if you're going to make this project bag or any other project bags where you have to like push very slowly fabric through your sewing machine. And you can like hold this. She talks about that, how you can hold onto this and even rest it in your fingers while you're pushing thread through. They made it just right here so that it'll lay really nicely. Tools are everything. Tools make our sewing, stitching life so nice. So nice. So I appreciate people who make really good tools. And I think that's it. All I'm going to say is this lady, G. Willette, I believe is how you say her name, but I'm not sure. Get a hold of me, threadmilkdesign.com. Email me, and I will, not .com, threadmilkdesign@gmail.com, and let me know where to send your giveaway to. Give me your address. And let's have fun with those giveaways next time too. I'm looking forward to doing more designing and more talking with you here on YouTube. Once again, thank you, FlossTubers. We stick together like glue, don't we? And enjoy each other's time and company when we get to sit and stitch and visit through FlossTube. Enjoy what's gonna go on here at the end of the video. Little music for you, little floss organization parts of the video, but I think you're really gonna enjoy the music. Thanks, FlossTube. See you soon. Bye-bye. Okay, one more little segment I'm gonna add in here really quick. Stitch all the blackbird. I have never done a blackbird segment, so here are my plans. Brenda and Laura, this is for you. I've had a few patterns for a little bit. Also was enabled and bought some more. Here's one that I'm dying over, and you've been seeing a lot of Instagram posts of this one. Oh, just darling. But here's my plans. So there's 3 houses in this book. 3 houses. And I'm going to stitch them on 36 count Summer Khaki by Swigert. I'm going to do red house first in Full Glory, and then right next to it I'm going to stitch, and I'm so excited about this, can you tell? I'm so excited. Then next to Full Glory red, I'm going to do the white house, so it'll go red, white, and then end with this cute little blue house. And I know I'm going to have to do a little bit of embellishing here and around here, because this is definitely a little bit smaller in stitch count than the red house and the blue house, but I think it's going to be so cute. I'm going to do the red, the white, and the blue with the called for threads on this 36 count. To be continued. That's probably going to be started right away, even though I have other bigs I really want to do this year. Other Blackbird book, because flags, patriotic. Can you guys tell I'm kind of patriotic? Love red, white, and blue. So back in 1989, my first baby was born. And in 1990, I went to Houston, Texas for the first time to visit my sister-in-law. And we went to Old Town Spring to a store called Wild Goose Chase. Now, y'all, because we were in Texas, red, white, and blue, Americana, I just about died. So after that, well, I bought a few little things to send home to decorate my home with. After that, I decided I'm having a patriotic family room. And if I ever come across pictures, I'll show them to you guys here on FlossTube. But basically, I had a blue and white check sofa, sleeper sofa, so I could have guests, my mom and dad or family, whatever, come sleep on it. And a wingback blue and white chair that we bought in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And that was the beginning of the patriotic family room. I wish I still had that chair. But you know, we've moved a lot. That's all I'm going to say. Back in those days. So yeah, I love this kind of stuff. There are so many good ones in here. And guys, I found out my husband really likes Blackbird. Yay. Yay me, right? And out of this whole book that he looked at, this was his favorite. I make him indulge me sometimes, and I'll say, okay, open this book. What's your favorite? What should I stitch out of here? What do you like the best? That was his favorite. So that one's happening. And Summer Jubilee. Summer Jubilee is... my friend Sandy just finished this too and is getting it framed. This one. And Shepherd's Bush just so happened to have the R&R linen in 36 count called 18th Century Blackbird, just for this. And my husband loved this one too. So justification, right? Oh, I've got 36 count beige linen from Weeks Dye Works in here for the Black Crow. What's he called? Summer Song. That's this one. So yeah, 36 count beige. Weeks Dye Works linen for that. And I'm also going to use that beige Weeks Dye Works linen for... let's see if I can find the pictures here. I can stitch almost every single thing in this book. Okay, this little basket, patriotic bouquet. It'll go on the same beige linen as the Summer Song Blackbird with the flag. And then I think that's it for this book. I think I'm calling it good with that. And yeah, I found these little magnetic things at Hobby Lobby to keep my places in my books. So this is the one. It's in the sewing section. That looks like 2 magnets. So you put it around the page you want, and it sticks to itself, keeps track of where it needs to go. Okay, so for the hubby, Blackbird design. All right, here's another one. I don't think I have the linen for this yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if I don't end up using the 40 Count Winter's Brew on it. Sandy was making this one too. Sweet Summer, Come Again. Strawberries, birds. That one's got to happen soon. And then, guys, Winds of Autumn for the acorns. There's a lot of cute little pin pillows that would look so cute next to the acorn in a stitching basket or bowl filler. Let me know about these if you want them. They might need to be something that's a special order, but I'll let you know. And, oh, Winds of Autumn. So what am I going to make out of here? Definitely this, the Mighty Acorn. When I do shop again, which I don't plan on it for a while, this one is going to get kitted. Look at all those acorns around it, around the acorn oak tree. And then those two. I think Olivia B is where I saw this the first time. Maybe this one too. Anyway, love those two. Sitting next to this. But then there's another one in here. Well, okay. Go to S_stitching because she also has this. That needs to go in the same bowl as this and this and this. Or this little guy. But let's go through the book because I'm kind of dying over this guy too. The bird with the acorns. It is called Autumn Sound. Yeah. So probably, yeah, Autumn Sound, Mighty Oak. And what's the other one that is just going? Oh, no, it's not called Mighty Oak. It's called Mighty Acorn. Those really are the ones I was dying over. This one's very gorgeous. If you want a Quaker style, that would be good. Mixed in there too. Patchwork Pumpkin's not bad. I think The First Winds of Autumn is the name of that one. Find that. And I actually did sew one out of here already. Last fall, it was my birthday stitch. So my birthday's in September. I think Christy Crosshatch Quilts and I share the same birthday, September 6th. That's a fun factoid. Tell me if I'm wrong, Christy. And I am not remembering right. But anyway, when I heard people were doing birthday stitches, I was like, of course. Everybody should stitch for themselves on their birthday. So I did finish this one. I had a lot of fun with this one in that I highlighted the initials of family members that were born in September. So my grandpa, Albert E. Miller, so AEM is highlighted. My initials, LMW, are highlighted. And then my daughter, Phoebe, Jane, Wilson, Mateos. I did the PJ, M, and W too, of course, because they were in my name and my grandpa's name. Very fun way to personalize your stitches. This one was way fun. And it's little. I did change some of the colors, and yes, all that alphabet is over 1. But just do it. Okay, this one's really, really cute too. Nebraska Prairie drum. But you could also make it into a pin pillow if you didn't want to do the drum. Because it's not very big. You know, it's like that big. So cute. All right. That's my Blackbird edition. I'll let you know in future videos where that goes. Okay, ladies, I had lots of you ask a question about just kind of my basic thread organization, and I have a picture of it on my website under the thread milk portion of the website. If you go to the thread milk tab, there's a picture of this, but I thought I would just walk you through it real quick in a video version so you can hear me talk about it also. So, well, here's the full picture, and yes, this is my closet. My husband and nice closet. Let's see. To start off, I'm just going to use my hand and point. So all of this section down here there's a couple silks right here. And yes, I do put them on thread drops. I know, that's probably not allowed, but if there's no police and I can stitch faster and pull faster and get ready to, I've just made that decision to do that for me. That's what's working for me right now. So, and I know all the stuff about it, like it might fray and all that, but I haven't noticed anything yet while I've been using them, especially on my early Americans. So I'm okay with it for now. Then in alphabetical order, I put by company. So first we've got here Classic Colorworks, then it moves into Gentle Arts, then Weeks Dye Works, and then back here at the back on the second row, I have some Anchor and some Cosmo. I don't, patterns don't really call for those much, so I don't have very many of them, but I will say I do have a lot of Anchor for A Savior's Praise, so that'll get a little bit thicker once I finish that cross stitch. Cosmo threads are beautiful. They really are. They are so beautiful. So you can see I only have like a few reds, and I bought some variegated ones, which I am kind of dying to use up in a project, especially these. I might go with some red work, something or other with those variegation ones. And those look like, let's see, Cosmos by number, so seasons 8062, and where'd that other one go? Cosmos seasons number 9010. That one's not with the pink, but see how it has like some green even in it. It's really pretty. Might be really pretty on something gray. Anyway, enough about that. The top row is all DMC. Get my finger out of there so it'll focus for you. Now, my husband mounted these two little rods that I got at, let me take this one off for one sec and push that aside, that I got at IKEA. And they are, I believe, screwed into the wood. We didn't want to make as many holes in the walls because this is a rental. We're not going to be here for long term. So he just put on this big piece of wood. But as you can see, of course, I'm going to need more rods and space eventually for threads. So we'll do something else in the future. And you can see that also as I put my threads on thread milk caps, I do write GA for Gentle Arts. I put the number and then I write the name. So I am never going to transfer these to and from anything else. They are there for good. That's my way, or my system. So I'm good with myself just writing the number and the name on there. So these are some that I bought, like when I was at Shepherd's Bush. I just loaded up on some greens. These others are ones that were in some other projects that I just kind of collect them here, set them here until I can come in and just stand here and put them away where they go. Over here's a pile of DMC, same thing. I finished Brenda Gervais Jelly Bean Jubilee, so you can see all those yummy colors in here. Those need to be hung up also with some greens and reds that I just purchased. Some good reds and greens. What are my favorites? Well, 3011, 3012 are perfect greens. You see those substituted a lot for Oscar and Endive. There's a lot more other greens they can be substituted for too. Jacob from Modern Folk Embroideries, favorite color red, 3777. It's a little on the rusty side, but very, very beautiful. DMC 221. I love 815. It's another really good one. What's this one over here? 816, a little bit lighter. So yeah, that's just some of my favorites. It's not a bad green. 731. A little bit on the goldy side. Anyway, you can see those just need to be put up here on the rack. And yes, these are all in numerical order, starting from 0, if there were a 0, all the way up to the very end, which are the higher 38 numbers. And then I also throw in my white or blanc down here at the end. Ecru's would go there too. So I like having them numbers and by number and alphabetically, because when I have a chart that has a called for list, then I can come in here and look for the hand dyes, but then also look for the substitutions for DMC before I go out on a, shopping, shopping, I was going to say spree. It's not a spree, on an actual trip to go get threads for a new chart or something. I will always come in here and check first. It's just my way of feeling like I'm using my thread that I've purchased. And we all know sometimes we'll buy a whole skein of thread or tag of thread and use one cut length. So like one 18-inch length for a chart. And then basically you have a whole entire skein still left. So I wanted to be able to use the colors I had and just be more efficient, I guess, for myself. Because if I can use up all my thread, I can also stitch more. Once again, stitching more. This is a cute little thing where, some of you probably noticed who have bought the thread milk caps that sometimes every once in a while there's these Christmas milk caps in here. And I decided to just do a fun little ring or collection of the ones that had Christmas names. So hollyberry, cranberry, there's DMC 347, just a nice bright Christmas red, mistletoe, pine needles, jolly holly, and snowball. There's a lot more of them, I'm sure, but I thought a Christmas collection was kind of fun. Also, that's just another little side note, something to watch for in my next floss tube. Oh, there you got a nice glimpse of my skirt. In my next floss tube, I have a little surprise. We have something coming up for Christmas in July relating to the thread milk caps. So watch for that. And that's it. That is it for all of my cross stitch thread organization right there. Otherwise, all the other threads I have are in kits or being used at the moment. Okay, I also need to add one more thing to this video about organization, and that is how I started out. First, I started out buying just these rings. Can you see how that's a full solid ring with the clamp on it? And I got these from Amazon, so that clamp pinches on the milk cap, holds it in place. And I got that idea from Deb of Country Stitchers. Liz may do hers too that way. I can't remember at the moment, but I'll check on that. I can probably put a link for those in the drop-down box too. The other, though, after I got them loaded on these rings, the solid rings, I noticed like what a total pain it would be to have to take them all off to then put all of these, back in order where they go. So, and I noticed I needed to buy some more anyway to fit. So when I come up in here and I find the space where one needs to go, if there's not a hanger already there for it, I keep a jar right here of S hooks with the clamp on it. Now the S hooks I bought, even though they were the right length so that everything would hang the same length as the O-rings or the the rings I bought, like the description showed that they were going to be the exact same length in the Amazon listing, but I didn't know if the opening was going to be big enough to fit over my rod. So when I got them, they were slightly too small. This opening right here between the point and the over here. So my husband graciously, bless his heart, for what I asked him to do, but we sat and watched a movie, and he opened these up slightly for me, just slightly, so that I could just come in here and, you know, put them wherever I want. And if there's an extra one, whatever, I can come in here because that's where it needs to go, or, you know, whatever. It just makes for really quick organization to be able to just then slip one in so that I can keep my numerical and alphabetical order in check. So there you go. Get a jar, get some S-hooks. When you do buy your S-hooks and your ring hooks, or however you decide, whatever you decide to purchase for this, just make sure that they are going to fit on the rod that you purchase. A friend of mine also, who is doing all of her threads organized this way, found a 3M product on Amazon that is a stick-on rod, and she puts them on the back of her sewing room door. So, you know, she's not putting holes in her door, but they're also back there. I do like these being in my closet because sun never hits any of this, so I don't have to worry about fading. I will try to put all of the links for this down below in the video today, and so you can go check it out. I have had people already reach out to me for that, and I hope I communicated everything effectively for them. Otherwise, I'm going to try to add it all here today too, so you have those answers. Thank you so much.
I have wandered along the bristly brambles, snagging threads across the thorns that hedge my way. If perchance I find the place where I might amble, where the bees and honey trees have called my name, I'll sing, come all ye stitchers, come while away the time. Fetch the needle and the thread, see what ye may find. My dreams of sewing seams had all been fleeting, and my goals of mending holes had all but died, till the moment a bewitching stitching maiden recommended that I cast my fears aside. She sang, come all ye stitchers, come while away the time. Fetch the needle and the thread, see what ye may find. Though if you find you're out of spirits, out of money, and you're walking down the dusty road alone, come with me to the land of hope and honey. In the realm of milk and thread you'll find a home. We'll sing, come all ye stitchers, come while away the time. Fetch the needle and the thread, see what ye may find. Come all ye stitchers, come while away the time. Fetch the needle and the thread, see what ye may find.